everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the Build Your Path Classroom Brainstorm and Information session. As you all know, the purpose of today's session is to launch our exciting new Build Your Path Classroom initiative, but also to gain feedback on the resources and activities that we are providing and have an open dialogue towards the end of the presentation. Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. As I mentioned, we will be recording this presentation, so we are going to ask everyone to stay on mute during the beginning portion as we present on the Build Your Path Classroom initiative. Following that, we will allow everyone to unmute themselves if they want to speak and have an open dialogue. But in the meantime, during the presentation, if you have any comments, feedback, or questions, please use the chat box feature, as that is how we will start the open dialogue at the end of the presentation. So I'm Kimberly Haar. I'm the Strategic Partnerships Manager for MCCEI, and I want to pass it over to the rest of the team to introduce themselves. Matt?
Thanks, Kim. My name is Matthew Pine. I am the Communications Coordinator here at MCCEI. I handle the marketing output and the website design of MCCEI and Build Your Path.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Sproul. I'm the President of MCCEI.
Great, thank you both. And if you're not already aware, MCCEI stands for the Maryland Center for Construction, Education, and Innovation. Our mission is to develop, promote, and connect career opportunities in the built environment industry. And we do that by being a workforce intermediary, really focusing on connecting construction industry partners with education partners such as yourselves and our government entities to promote the workforce in general. But we're here today to talk about the Build Your Path initiative. So I want to go over a little bit of history if you Build Your Path is. This is a career resource guide that was created in 2016, started out as a singular guidebook, the first guidebook you see on the screen there, going directly to guidance counselors to start the conversation about what are careers in the built environment. Since then, Build Your Path has grown to serve 3 editions of the print guidebook, as well as minis specific to school districts, podcasts, videos, social media content, digital resources, which is what we are going to do today in detail. So I'm going to pass it over to Matt to kind of show you what those resources are and talk more about our Build Your Path classroom.
Sure. So let's talk a little bit about the resources that Build Your Path has to offer. So with the launch of Build Your Path Classroom, several resources will be made available to educators or anyone else who finds them to be helpful. A bulletin board, online PDFs of our Build Your Path magazine, podcasts with industry professionals and educators, and videos highlighting careers in the built environment are all readily available. All right, so let's take a look here at the online platform. So as you can see, buildyourpath.org features most of all the built environment careers on our homepage. These are also the careers that can be found in our Build Your Path magazines, which I'll discuss in a bit. So let's just take construction manager, for example. So students can learn about the job, what you'll do in the job, and the path to get there. And if you scroll to the bottom here, all the other details about types of construction managers, necessary skills, and what you can expect for a salary. And at the top of the page, each career features a short embedded video with a look of what to expect from the job. All right, so now let's talk about the newly launched Build Your Path Classroom. So the classroom is really meant to be a curriculum enrichment and also offers teacher tools. Please note the navigation bar here on the left-hand side. This will help navigate the page quickly for you. This nav bar is available for desktop and for tablet. So let's take a look here at the About section. All right, so we all know that going digital in the classroom this fall is going to be a challenge for everyone, but this is where Build Your Path Classroom comes in. It seeks to be a resource for guidance counselors and teachers of CTE or Built Environment coursework. Build Your Path Classroom aims to have curriculum enrichment tools, a bulletin board, and Build Your Path magazine resources. So let's take a look here at the resources for teachers. Let's take a look here first at the bulletin board. This allows teachers to post and discuss various topics in education. You can check out the latest forums or recent posts see which members are involved. And in order to comment or to add a new post, you must first register. So to do that, you click Add Topic here on the right-hand side. You will be prompted by this screen. And if you are a new member, you simply click Register at the bottom here. And this will bring you to another screen in which you put in your username, your name for the website, and a password. All right, so getting back to Build Your Path Classroom, another resource that we have available are the online PDFs. They are available here to e-read. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with Build Your Path. If not, it's a great tool and has been used in the classroom before. So just flipping through volume 3 here, you can see that the Build Your Path, what it has to offer, showcasing different pathways to built environment careers, explaining apprenticeships, and also high school programs that high school students can get into. Each career has its own profile, such as architect and carpenter, and volume 4 will be published in March of 2021. So let's take a look back here at the classroom and other teacher resources. The Build Your Path videos, they're also available here. So we have 3 videos so far. What is the built environment, women in construction, and a day in the life of an HVAC technician. So let's take a look here at a short clip of the HVAC technician video.
HVAC, or more commonly called HVAC, is just a catchy acronym for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Today, we're going to talk about careers in HVAC. Now, you may think fixing the air conditioners in people's homes boring. HVAC is way bigger than that. It's a $120 billion a year industry that uses some of the cutting edge technology out there. Think about it. Almost every building in the world has a HVAC system that someone has had to design, fabricate, install, maintain, or repair. Big money, big tech, big industry means huge career opportunities are waiting.
So these can also be shown in the classroom as a teacher's tool. And let's take a look here at the next available resource, which are the podcasts. The podcasts are a great tool as well, and they can be used for assignments. They feature industry professionals and educators telling their story about how they found their way into the built environment. So I personally host these, and I try to make sure that they're focused on and intended for the younger audience. Our podcasts are also on our YouTube channel where our Build Your Path videos are housed. So let's take a look here at one that was recorded recently with Paul Say of Shapiro and Duncan.
This is the Build Your Path podcast, where we explore how people get into their careers in the built environment.
Today's guest is Paul Say. Paul has over 15 years experience in the industry and is a senior project manager at Shapiro and Duncan.
Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Shapiro and Duncan. Build the lifestyle you deserve. Welcome on into the Build Your Path podcast, hosted by myself, Matthew Pine. I am with my guest today,
Paul Say, Shapiro and Duncan, project manager. The most interesting thing I've done in my career is working on the Inova Women's and Children's Hospital in Fairfax, Virginia.
It's an example of our podcasts. They come out pretty much once a month. Recently, we've been putting them out a little bit more frequently. Let's take a look here back at the classroom. All right, so the next tab I want to focus on is the career navigation resource. So this is where you can find the MCCEI education map. This is really Maryland focused, and it can provide students with a one-stop shop as to where to find educational opportunities in their area. Students can filter by four-year college, community college, CTE programs, apprenticeships, whatever you want. So if you just take, for example, here, Frostburg University, you can see their contact information, you can visit their website, and you can see what available programs they have to offer. All right. So let's go back to the classroom here. So you also notice on the left-hand side of the teacher resources, a option to request an industry speaker. That'll take you down to the contact form at the bottom, and where you can request a guest speaker for your school. Now, say you want a carpenter to come in to talk to your class about their career, or maybe a specific demographic that would relate best to your students. This is where you would do so. Now, our social media handles can also be found here at the bottom. We want to really meet you where you are, so these can be shared with students or peers to learn about Build Your Path videos, podcasts, career descriptions. Really great resource. You can see our YouTube channel here, our Instagram channel, and then our MCCEI Facebook and Twitter account are there as well. All right, so using the navigation bar here on the left-hand side, let's go take a quick peek at the worksheets. Currently, we have 3 categories. And before we dive deeper with more ones, upload them to the site. This is where you would actually go to download in an online PDF form. So I will now pass it back to Kim, and she's going to talk a little bit more about the worksheets and curriculum enrichment tools.
Matt, thank you for that thorough overview on what Build Your Path Classroom is and the little intro onto our new worksheet enrichment activities. So the concept behind this was to be supplemental activities for our Build Your Path and MCCEI resources so that you can provide them to the students to navigate through these resources, especially during the virtual world that we are in now. So I want to show a little bit of example about what this could look like. This is in its infancy, and we are working to, create more enrichment activities. And that's one of the main purposes of our conversation today, is to receive feedback on these. But the example that you see on the screen right there is with career exploration. So that's one of the categories that you saw on the website. This specific example allows students to go through the digital version of the Build Your Path guidebook and answer questions on a specific career. So this is only one half of the first worksheet. And then there's a supplemental activity to go with this, where students can take that research one step further. The chosen career, they can then dive deeper using, let's say, the MCCEI education map that you saw on what education opportunities are available in their area related to that career, or they could be doing outside research into what companies they could work for if they pursued the career in that area. So it allows students to take this wide range of careers possible in the built environment industry and to start to narrow it down and learn more about some of the specific tracks. So an example with this activity would be really great for a guidance counselor who's doing the first step conversations with a student interested in this field, or with a CTE instructor in one of their intro courses where students are trying to navigate, which pathway that they're going to take. These career exploration activities will be ideal. That is not, as you saw on the website, the only categories that we are interested in exploring. Our Build Your Path videos and podcasts will have activities that students, as they watch those or listen to them, they're answering questions on those. Specific worksheets related to careers that are highlighted on the website and in the guidebook. A wide range of ideas on how we can supplement our Build Your Path and MCCEI resources best in your classroom. But that's what we want to hear from you about. So we're going to head into the conversation portion of the presentation. But before we do so, I have hopefully launched a poll about some questions related to our Build Your Path classroom. I ask if you do please take a moment to answer those questions, and then we would love to hear any feedback or questions or ideas that you have about how we can improve Build Your Path classroom. Wait here a second while everybody votes. The questions on the screen, we want to know what you would look forward to most about Build Your Path classroom as it currently is listed on the website, as well as for these enrichment activities. Example you see on the screen is a Word document with text box answers, but what would be best for your classroom as you're presenting virtual this year? Looks like we have about 50% voted. While everyone's voting, I'm sorry I failed to mention, we are all working from home. So if you do hear any background noise, we apologize greatly. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Jennifer to discuss our survey results and start the dialogue about Build Your Path Classroom.
Okay. So it's looking like people are most excited about the things that we've already created on Build Your Path, which is great. And Google Docs are a favorite, but if all of these options are helpful, we can easily create a Word, a Google Doc, and a fillable PDF. We just wanted to make sure that we weren't creating something or that we were not missing a format. Okay. Let's see. So this is the end of the formal presentation. We'll stop recording at this time.